Hello everybody, T4 here. Just wanted to give you an update on the new Menards train stuff. But first, a really big thank you to all my subscribers and all those that view and comment and like this channel. I really appreciate you. Now, as you know, we've been looking at the new Menards train stuff as it comes out for fall-winter 2021-2022. But I want to relate to you first a little story about what just happened to me. You see, not only did I have relatives over, but I went to visit a relative just yesterday. As you may recall, there's two Menards that are fairly close to me. They're both about an hour away, but they're in more or less opposite directions. On the way to this relative, there was 4 other Menards stores I had never been to. So what I decided to do was, on the way, that we would stop and see at least one of these Menards stores and see what it was like and if they had any new train stuff and what was going on. Just so I could give you guys an update and so I could kind of know for myself. So this first Menards store we went into, we kind of flew in and flew out. But I noticed this $2.99 bin. And this $2.99 bin had a lot of cars and stuff in it. In one corner, there was a pile. And when I turned a couple of them over, they were these 51 Ford diecast trucks. You know, the ones that were going for $5 on the internet. And that they just come out with this brand new 24-pack, 24 of them for like $100. So I grabbed a green one and a blue one. I really wanted to grab a red one, but I didn't see any there. So what happened was we started stopping at all the Menards stores that were on the way to this relative, and we still never found the red one. But at $2.99, that is a super price, plus you get the rebate on it. So anyway, I was sitting there at the relative's house and on the internet, and I noticed that some of the boxcars that I had wanted, particularly this beautiful B&O boxcar. It's kind of a maroonish brown color. It's just beautiful. But I kept putting it off. And I noticed that now, as of this week sometime, they put it on low inventory alert, which means you can't buy the 6-pack anymore and save there. You can't ship it free to the store and save there. You can only buy them 1, 2, or in this case, it would only let me buy 3 online, plus you pay all that shipping. And wouldn't you know, when I searched online, many of these stores that we had passed by and would be passing by again had this boxcar in it, and most of them just had one. So what we did was we stopped by every single Menards store we could possibly drive to within reason on our path, and we just flew in and out of these stores picking up this boxcar. And I even went back to one of the Menards stores that I normally go to, and I picked up a boxcar there too. So let me show you the entire haul here that I picked up yesterday. I've got these 4 B&O boxcars, and I also noticed a Norfolk and Western, which is also on low inventory alert, which means they're almost gone. So I grabbed that too. And in the very last store that we went to, I found the red Ford pickup truck for $2.99. There's a lesson to be learned here. See, I kept procrastinating on that B&O boxcar, and I almost missed out. It just seemed like every time I went to order something from Menards, there was something else I wanted a little more or that I gave higher priority to. If you hesitate, sometimes you lose out. So on the way to, these items were not out there on the shelf except for the Texaco. But on the way back, they were actually putting these things out on the shelf as I was there. The Valley Motors, the Arby's and O-Gauge and HO. So they're out there on the shelves now for you to buy directly from the Menards store, not just through Menards.com. You know, I was really hoping they'd bring back some tank cars because I like tank cars. I thought the Menards tank cars were pretty well done, and they certainly have brought them back and brought them back with a vengeance. Each 6-pack is $124.95. So as you can see here, there is the UTLX, which I believe is the exact same UTLX car they had before, which sold out really quick. If it's not exactly the same, it's very, very similar. And then this Sunoco, which is a really nice looking car. The Sinclair, which of course goes with the gas stations and the vehicles and all of that. The Pepsi, which they have vehicles for too. And the Texaco, which you know all the products they brought out for that. The gas station and the vehicles. And then a really nice Union Pacific, kind of a fantasy paint scheme with the American flag on the side. You know, kind of like they have on some of the actual locomotives. They really have a nice selection of tank cars. Now, what I want to do first is I want to point out 2 specific cars that I think you need to pay real attention to. Don't do like I did with that B&O boxcar and procrastinate, because you never know what's going to happen. Because I can tell you right now, these 2 cars right here, they are going to sell like crazy, and they are going to sell out quickly. the Sunoco and the UTLX. Now, the previous version of that, they had tons of them on hand, but a couple of people made massive orders of these things. They must have been building some gigantic unit trains, and they were just gone just like that overnight. And I have a suspicion that the Sunoco is going to be the same way. You see those other tank cars that we've already looked at? They're kind of a fantasy paint scheme, more or less. But these two right here, they look like real tank cars, okay? They're black like tank cars usually are. They're not fantasy paint schemes. They're the kind of thing you would expect to see on a railroad. Really sharp looking items. And they're going to go fast. So I just wanted to point that out. Don't procrastinate. If you like it, buy it. Those two cars are likely to not be around very long. But I just wanted to relate my story of making 8 stops at 6 different Menard stores all in less than 48 hours and why that happened to me. Now, I do want to point out before I go that I'm expecting them to roll out a lot more merchandise on Black Friday weekend. If it's not on Black Friday itself, it'll be over that weekend. So if you're in the stores during that time, be on the lookout for it. Or if you're browsing online at Menards.com, be aware of this new merchandise breaking at any moment. So thanks for watching, and be sure to subscribe, like, share, and comment. I really appreciate it. Till next time, keep your train on the tracks, and I'll see you round the next bend. Take care now. T4 out.